which is average for me. That's what I usually read, 7 or 8. I'm going to keep this a bit shorter, or try to anyway. My videos tend to be a bit on the longer side, so I'm going to try and speed through this. So first up, I read The Idiot by Elif Batuman. I don't know what to say about this other than I loved it. I'm not gonna go further into than that, because in my last reading vlog I just gushed about it for about half of it. So I'm just going to put my last reading vlog like somewhere in the cards, here or here, I don't really know what that is. And if you want to know what it's about, my opinion on it, you can just go watch that. But I loved it. It was an absolute 5-star read. It was great. Yeah. Next up, I read these 3 for my reading vlog of reading the lowest rated books on my TBR. So I read Fake Accounts by Lauren Euler. I read Trust Exercise by Susan Choi. In that reading vlog there was also Topics of Conversations, but I DNF'd that, so I'm not going to obviously count that towards the books I read this month, sorry. These 2 were average for me. I didn't particularly like either of them, but again, I'm not going to go any deep into that because I've got a whole vlog on it. After that, I read Recursion by Blake Crouch. I listened to this on audiobook actually. I read Dark Matter in 2020, which is his other book, and I really like that one actually. So I thought I'd pick this up. Before I listened to the audiobook, I thought it would sound really similar, just because Dark Matter also talks about themes of memory and like multiple timelines, multiple identities, multiple realities, and a lot of those things also come up in Recursion. This book is a kind of dystopian future novel. So in this near future, there's this syndrome called forced memory syndrome, where people can remember full lives that they haven't lived or seem to not have lived. So it plays with, as I said, like multiple realities, multiple timelines. I don't want to say anything further than that, but I actually quite enjoyed it. It was easy to read, it was intriguing enough. Yeah. After that, I read Paul by Daisy Lafarge. I'm also not going to talk about this in detail, just because I talked about my thoughts and the premise at the end of my last reading vlog, so you can just watch that if you'd like to. I'm just trying to really keep this short and sweet. If you like books about unbalanced, unhealthy relationship or situationships, this could be one for you. I thought it was very well done. After that, I was really in the mood for like a snappy, like fast-paced thriller. These moods I don't get into very often, but I was really looking. I looked on Scribd what audiobook I can listen to next, and I had in my saved folder on Scribd, I had They Never Learn by Elaine Fargo, so I listened to that. So we follow 2 timelines. One of them is a English professor at a college, and we learn that she kills men who have mostly, I think all of them, have sexually abused women, and she basically just goes around and kills all these people, or all these men, and she somehow gets away with it for years, even though they all take place on the same college campus, until she slips up during one of those murders. That's the one timeline, and we kind of see what happens with her, what happens with that. The other timeline is a college student, like a young girl at the same college, and she becomes very interested, or kind of has this crush on her roommate, and said roommate also gets sexually abused at a party, and the young girl that we follow, Carly, I think her name was, she becomes very obsessed with trying to make the guy pay for it. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to spoil anything. The plot twist, I don't know, I've heard a lot of people say before I read this book that the plot twist was great, that they didn't see it coming. For some reason I thought it was very obvious from the beginning, and that's coming from someone that I don't ever guess plot twists. I don't really try to. I like to be surprised by them. So I don't know what that says about the story. It was fine. It did what I wanted it to do. It wasn't exactly memorable. It wasn't really bad at all. Yeah, so that's that. And lastly, I read The Paper Palace by Miranda Cowley Heller. This I read because a lot of people have given it great reviews. It it was average, it was okay, it wasn't bad at all. It was very, I think I said this also in my last reading vlog again, it was very comforting, very, very atmospheric. It was nice, it just wasn't exactly the most memorable book. It's a story about infidelity, identity, memory, and also kind of the trope of what could have been if you had taken, or if you had made a different decision earlier on in your life, like how your life would have panned out differently. If you like that, this could be a great book for you because it really talks about that a lot. And I think this will be a book that I think about a lot now that I finished it, but it was still nice. Like, I don't regret reading it at all. That's everything that I read this month. As you can tell, a lot of average books, which honestly I don't mind that. I like an average book because that makes all of the standout books like shine even more. And also an average book isn't bad in my books at all. In my books, well. But the obvious standout was The Idiot this month. Not just this month, I think this will be a standout of the whole year. I'm sure if I film a favourite books of 2022 at the end of this year, this will definitely show up there. I can't wait to reread this in the future. And I also cannot wait for the sequel coming out in May. I'm so excited for either or. So I'm very, very grateful that I finally ended up reading it this month. I've been wanting to read this for literally years. So very happy about that. That wraps up this video. Thank you very much for watching. I actually think that I've managed to keep it quite short and sweet this time. If you want to know a bit more about some of the books that I talked about in this video, you can just check out my last reading vlog. I talked about a lot of these in that, or the lowest rated reading vlog. I'm just going to put both of those, like both the links in my description. So if you'd like to know more about them, you can watch them there. But yeah, that's everything that I read in January of 2022. What a great time. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.